Podcast Network.
John, and I have also with me,
Brad's here.
we have gathered here on this special evening to get to talk to Mike Rooker. We're going to be doing that in a little bit.
I'm a
And
little frightened, guys. I'm a little frightened because the dude usually plays psychos and crazy people, so I'm a little scared.
yeah, this should be a lot of fun. The Zombie Survival Crew is in charge of Mike's appointments, and that's Juliet, and she's awesome, and she was able to set this up, and he's got a ton of phone calls and promotions and stuff to do tonight, but they were able to squeeze us in, and we're really appreciative. You know, Merle is awesome. I hope we remember to talk to him about everything that we want to, but it's just amazing how the character is only on the screen for a very, very short time, but the phenomenon of, you know, the Dixon brothers and Where's Merle and all that stuff is really fantastic, so I look forward to speaking to him about it.
But before we do that, we would be remiss if we didn't mention our sponsor, DCBService.com. You can get a whole bunch of comics at great discounts, graphic novels, other comic-related things, lots of Walking Dead stuff, lots of the new DC reboot stuff, and anything else comic book related you can think of. And of course, if you're ordering for the first time, use the code WD8, and you'll save an extra 8% on your order. We love those guys. So DCBService.com.
Hey guys, are we going to give away another Blu-ray tonight?
Yes, I should talk about the contest on our Facebook group and a little bit on Twitter. We announced that if you had a question for Michael Rooker, you could call our voicemail and leave the question, and we take the best one. We're going to play it for Mike, hopefully in a little bit, and we're also going to give that person a Blu-ray set from season 1. So we got a bunch of great submissions. We can only take one. Some of the things that played into it were like call quality and, you know, just basic stuff like that, where it kind of helped us choose. We wanted him to be able to understand the question and stuff like that, so that definitely was part of it. But we want to thank everybody that sent in a call, and you may even hear a little bit of blooper action at the end on some of the calls that didn't work out so well, or the jokes. All right, guys, I think we have a phone call coming in, so let's check it out. Hey, Mike, how are you? It's great to have you on the show.
Hey, how's it
Thanks
going?
for joining us tonight.
Hey guys, good to be here.
So we're like super excited to have you on. We've been trying to do it for a while, and we really, really appreciate you working it out and taking the time to do it.
Juliet is the main culprit there. Of course, I'm like kind of crazy busy and stuff. I never know what I'm going to do tomorrow, so I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off all the time. So good to be here anyway.
Awesome. So, geez, we'd love to we'd love to talk to you about a ton of things, but we wanted to kind of start with like how The Walking Dead was presented to you. You know, like how did you end up getting involved with the show in the beginning?
You know what? The casting people that I knew from Days of Thunder way back then did most of the casting on this project, and Craig and Nathan Cannon. And they're down in North Carolina, down in Wilmington and Atlanta. So I knew them, and they hooked me up with Frank Darabont and Joanne Hearn, and we worked out a deal. And here I am. I'm in the show.
Did they come to you with the character fully formed, or did they get your input on the character as well?
No, basically it was 6 episodes for the first season. I was in 1 episode, and this character was in 1 episode, and there was no guarantee that this character was going to go anywhere else or not. So I just basically went down, I read it, and I said, my God, I just got to be in this show. So we talked on the phone, and we pushed and shoved, and ended up, I got off to the role. So very cool. It was very cool.
And did you film that all in one? Was that a one-day thing? Those scenes you were in?
No. The first show I was in, that took 3, and that took about a week. It took about 8 days to film everything. And then for the next episode, where I did the monologue, that was a half a day. We did it in about half a day. We did the scene about 3 times, and full all on. Beginning to end, no stopping, 3 separate times, and they had about 3 or 4 cameras going at the same time, so they got their close-up, medium shots, and masters all in one. That's how we ended up accomplishing that crazy monologue. It was amazing, beautiful stuff. So, that's how we ended up doing that.
Michael, that has to be one of my favorite scenes in all 6 episodes. Was just you handcuffed to that pipe, just rambling on. It was just some really brilliant acting, and I think all of us here were really stunned when we watched that scene.
Dude, I gotta tell you, thank you so much for that compliment, because I was blown away when I read the material. When I first got the material, I read it, and I gotta tell you, because I was only supposed to be on one of the shows, and so Frank Darabont and Gail and everyone was there. And they saw what I was doing when I went into the table, and Frank went back to LA and working with the writers or whoever, ended up turning in this 4-minute teaser for me, to be in the next show. And I said, absolutely. And I did the next show. I did a 4-minute teaser, and it was phenomenal. I mean, I was blown away by it. The material scared the shit out of me. I was like, it was great. You read it, and you're just like thinking, oh my God, how do I do? What's going to happen here? How do I do this? But I'm usually quite a people. I like to do stuff, and so you're accustomed to you can't walk around. You just got to have to do it. You just got to do it that way. So it was great. It was great. Was it
strictly scripted, or do you do a lot of ad-libbing in scenes like that, or how much can you bring of yourself or your interpretation?
I always bring stuff to the table. I mean, this piece was completely scripted, but there are lots of Rooker stuff in there as well. It's just basically the way I phrase it. Sometimes I phrase things a little differently than the way it's written, and I colloquialize it to suit my characters. But this one they already seen episode 3, and so they went back and they wrote it really, really close to the way I am, to the way I was, my rhythm and everything. And I thought it was a fabulous piece to get to bring to life, because of that. It was the writers, the Frank wrote it so close to my own heart. I was just like, wow, this is fabulous material. And so yeah, there was not a lot of departments to it at all. I mean, we didn't rehearse it really. We ended up just shooting it. We shot it 3 separate times, and that was it. That was the day. We moved on.
Well, I think we all 3 of us totally believed that you were actually going nuts out there in the hot sun.
Dude, I was going nuts in the hot sun. It was like, at that time, I think it was 110 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
13 or 14, and it was brutal. My friend, it was brutal. And you're there, and you're just sitting there. And I came a little early to get the handcuffs in, and just to sit there for a while before we ended up doing the scene. And I just sat in there, I sat down there, they handcuffed me in, and I just ignored everything else. There's lights going everywhere. Things, they're trying to hide cameras, and people are doing their job, getting ready for the scenes began. They're trying to figure out where they want the cameras, what angle, and everything, because we shot with all the camera shooting at once. We had like 3 or 4 cameras going at once, and so they shot the close-up, the medium shot, the wide shots, all at the same time.
Now, as amazing as that scene at the beginning of the episode was, you also made a big impression in a scene you weren't actually in at the end where they found your severed hand. We were wondering, did they make like a plaster cast of your actual hand, or did they just pull a prop out?
No, they cut off my hand. Actually, I had that phone back on. So I still have my hand only because of the unbelievable technique of the Atlanta surgeons. They were fabulous. As soon as the scene was over, they put it in ice, and we ran off the hospital. They sewed it back on. I can, if you can see me right now, you know I'm shooting you the bird, right?
Well, hopefully you're a lefty.
Exactly. Well, a lot of people noticed that in Comic-Con they used Merle. They used me to get a whole life cast. They took my hand out. But they did a whole life cast for the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, and the entire AMC group was Merle sitting handcuffed on a rooftop with zombies coming to the door. It was fabulous. And people would line up all day long, all around the place, and they get to come in. They get to have their own handcuffs, and they get to take a picture and they can tweet it. And the whole thing is like a Where's Merle campaign. So they're doing this whole Where's Merle campaign. It's still going on. I think they're going to do it again at New York Comic Con. I'm not sure, but that's been a lot of fun. The Flames Roll, breaking open this whole can of worms. All the fans, it's phenomenal. The fan base, the fans love the show. They hook into Merle. They love Merle. Gibson and his brother Earl. We are there's a couple of popular guys right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the show did a really nice job of like building the legend of Merle after you were done filming. Like they had made a whole thing about how he escaped and all that, and I'm sure that helped.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was all set up. It was done in a way. It was written in a way to leave that cliffhanger at the end there. Where did Merle go? What happened to Merle? Oh my God! Look at that. There's 3 zombies that are dead. He's still with one hand. Finally, he's still bleeding out. It's a tough guy, right? And then at the end, when he sold it, when Merle killed their vehicle, it was beautiful. It was beautiful that they threw that in as well.
Michael, we had asked some fans to send in questions like things that they could think of and to help us think of things to talk to you about. And one thing that keeps popping up over and over is they want to know what you think the reunion would be like between Daryl and Merle. Is Merle going to be ticked off that Daryl went and joined up this other group of people that he's not so fond of? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I got to tell you, no matter how they spell that name, it's not pronounced Daryl. I have to correct you, and most everyone in the United States, no matter how they spell it, it's still pronounced Daryl. It's Merle and Daryl. And I got to tell you that the reunion might be interesting. It might be very, very intriguing because, they left me, man. My brother they didn't look for me. As far as I know, nobody came back for me. You don't understand. My character is gone by the time they get there, so I have no idea that they've actually come back and tried to rescue me. So that I'm sure that's going to be in there somewhere. It has to be. And so we'll see. We'll see. I'm with the fans. I don't know. You guys probably know more than me.
AMC's done a pretty good job of keeping things under wrap. We actually don't know much at all what's coming up from Merle.
Well, I got to tell you, that's because they haven't told me anything either. They know me by now. They know me. My mouth is running 240. So they try to keep it under wraps for me as well.
Is TV something that you'd like to do regularly? Or I know your movie slate is like unbelievable and you're always on a ton of great projects, but is TV something that you would do on a regular schedule, do you think?
Well, you know what? I'm enjoying TV. I did another project called Outlaw Country for FX, and that's a fabulous show too. So I may be working on that. If the pilot doesn't get picked up, I'll get a chance to work on that and have fun doing that. And if and when they bring Merle back, or they decide they want to see more of Merle, I'm ready to do that as well.
So Brad said he was going to try to get you to say whether Merle was definitely coming back or not, but we can see that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I guess that kind of answered my question there. And I really didn't expect you to answer that question, but that's the only thing I care about is Merle coming back.
You know what? I go answer that way because most people are that way. And the AMC have their plans, and I wish they tell me, but they're not even telling me. So I went to a convention in Chicago and met some fans and signed some autographs and stuff. And every person out of the 2 days we were there, the first question was, when is Merle coming back? Is Merle coming back? What's going to happen with Merle? And so about halfway through the first day, and through the first 200-300 people asking that question, I basically wrote this little note, and I just held it up to my forehead. I taped it on my hat. It says, you probably know more than me.
Well, I just have one request, and that is, when and if you find out, please keep it to yourself, because there's nothing I would like more than to be watching a show, and then there you are, and I didn't expect it.
That's exactly what's probably going to happen. You never know about these TV things. I mean, you know what? Maybe I could show up in some other TV show. You never know.
That'd be cool too.
You never know. Maybe they lend Merle out. Merle is one of these characters that a lot of TV shows could have.
Dancing with the Stars, maybe?
Yeah, Dancing with the Stars. Merle can come on there. Merle knows how to dance. I mean, even with one hand, he can play dance better than most of those schmucks.
Mike, before we let you go, this is a ton of fun. I just want to say, but we know we got to let you go soon. Wait, everybody was thinking it, bro. You just said it. That's all. So.
It's okay. We won't tell them.
We ran a little thing where we had our listeners call in and leave us voicemails, and we kind of picked a winner to have a question played to you, and we're going to give this fan a DVD set and stuff. If it's all right with you, we'd like to play this question for you.
I love this idea. This is a great idea. Let's do it.
All right.
Hey, this is Leroy Rivera from New York City. And my question is, actually, it takes me really long and hard. The question is really quick. What would you do? Forget what the writers are doing. Forget about anything. Where do you want to see the show go? And if you had your own choice, where would you take your character you personally, from what we know from season 1, where do you want to see it go? And that's my question. Thanks.
So what do you think, Mike?
Wow, that's an awesome question. Well, I got to tell you, from given the monologue that you leave Merle with, the last bit of dialogue that you hear him scouting off, and he's praying, and then God doesn't answer him soon enough, so he gets pissed off and tells God off and says, "I'm going to give myself, never mind, forget it." I find it very telling, and I would kind of like to rip on to that whole thing, and you get to that 1 minute monologue, you find out a whole lot more about Merle than you ever thought you were going to. So, in the future, I would rip on. I would just continue on with that kind of thing, and Merle could come back and snatch his brother and take him off and start a whole new show called the Merle and Daryl Dixon Show. And it's one of those sitcoms, one of the things that they do like the Roseanne Show. It could be the Merle and Daryl Dixon Show, and it's a comedy. And we end up having a big meal of squirrel and venison every week. But dude, that's a wonderful question, and I got to tell you, I would love to have the imagination to give you a really good answer. But generally, I take my script and I do what I do. But I do need a script. I don't like coming up with my own stuff all the time.
Well, Mike, we want to thank you again. We know we got to let you go. I just want to say, we appreciate you're great to your fans with Twitter and Facebook and all the interaction, and they appreciate it. And I have to say, you're Dixon's Vixen. Say hello, or I wouldn't be able to show my face on Twitter again.
I love the Dixon Vixen and the Workaholics and also my zombie survival crew. I'm a special forces commander, and I'm the first special forces commander, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And my big deal is I just could not pick one weapon of choice. So I have backups for my backup. So when you're fighting zombies, you never, you can't just have one weapon. You just can't have one weapon. You understand?
I understand.
You gotta, sometimes it's close combat. Sometimes you're popping them off from 100, 200 yards away. That kind of thing.
Mike, we wish you the best of luck. We hope to see you back on the show soon.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye bye. Well, that was freaking awesome.
That was great. I love that.
He was fantastic, and again, yeah, he's just a lot of fun, and
Sure sounds like he's really embraced the character of Merle.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, to be in 1.05 episodes and to have this much mileage out of that, I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't know if like I said, he's got that big movie career, and I didn't know if this was supposed to be like a one-shot deal that kind of took on a life of his own. I wasn't sure how enthusiastic he was going to be about it, but boy, enthusiasm is not his issue.
We were talking before we got Mike on, and we were talking about if Merle comes back, when would we see him? When do we want to see him? And it's not going to surprise me if we don't see Merle this season. I hate to say that out loud, but it sure would be cool to see him on the mid-season cliffhanger, and then we'd have to wait another 2 months or whatever it is to get more of that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, Brad. The secrecy is really the best thing. I mean, we're just kind of greedy. We just want to know that we're going to see him again because we love the character and we love Mike. But not knowing is better.
Yeah, and I knew full well that he wouldn't be able to tell us one way or the other. But like you said, we're just messing with him.
You can't not ask it. I mean,
yeah, if you can't mess with the Rooker, who can you mess with?
So before we wrap this one up, we just want to again say thank you to Juliet and the Zombie Survival Crew, the ZSC. They run a bunch of promotions and stuff. It's basically there's a bunch of actors from The Walking Dead. I think Brad, you dealt with them a little bit when you talked to the Vatos at was that Dallas that you did that?
Yes, it was. Russell and I were able to meet Juliet when we went to the Dallas Con last year, and she hooked us up with interviewing the 2 Vatos that were there. Yeah,
that's awesome. And now she deals with Irony Singleton and, of course, Mike Rooker. So if you want to check out their stuff, zombiesurvivalcrew.com, you can check out their command center, which is kind of like their roster of talent and all their events coming up and everything. And basically, they bring talent to cons and set up photo opportunities and autograph opportunities and panels and stuff like that. Lots of Walking Dead talent, lots of other horror talent, and nice people. Juliet's a sweetheart. She set this all up for us, and we were trying for the Rook for a while, and she pulled it together for us. So we want to thank her again. Yeah, absolutely. So otherwise, as always, you can find us at walkingdeadtv.com, and you can call us at 516-468-7912. Let us know what you thought of the interview with Michael Rooker. We're going to have a really busy schedule coming up soon after a few other surprises, or at least one more surprise that we have coming up. Then we're going to be weekly, and the show is going to be here. So we're going to be doing our weekly episodes and talking about each show as they go by, probably on Tuesdays, right? We said the show is a Sunday night. We'll probably record Monday, have it out to you all by Tuesday.
That's the hope.
Please check us on Twitter, WDTV Podcast, and the Facebook group. You got to go to the Facebook group. Ziggo Leroy, who won the question, and he'll get a DVD Blu-ray set as well for getting his question played to Michael. He found out through the Facebook group. We don't broadcast everything on the air. We give some little nuggets to the Twitter people and the Facebook followers to thank them for being there for us. And iTunes reviews, keep them coming. We love them. And
I'll send my copy of the Walking Dead Blu-ray to Ziggo.
Yeah, so until there's no more room in hell and the dead walk the earth, remember, if you happen to lose a hand in, say, a hacksaw-related mishap, apparently Atlanta's the place to be. Go check out their searches. Have a good week.
Good night.